Paul Heyman was on the show to deliver a response to one Bill Goldberg. They aired highlights of Goldberg's appearance on ESPN promoting the new 2K17 video game and talking about how if he were to ever step back in the ring, he feels that he would owe Brock Lesnar a rematch from their epic showdown at WrestleMania 20, which Goldberg won. And Heyman was really building Goldberg up like a big deal. He made him feel like a big deal, which they have to do if they want people to think that this match is a big deal. I saw some hate, actually more than some, hate online for the match. Look, I understand, I get it. Like, here's another guy from the Attitude Era, from the Monday Night War era, coming in, and 50 years old almost, and he's headlining a pay-per-view. But you know what? Goldberg is still a really big deal to a lot of people. He may not be a big deal to you, but you might be in the minority on that. Because that DVD they did for him a few years ago, apparently, for a guy who's been out of the spotlight for over a decade, or probably about a decade when that DVD came out, that DVD sold more than any other WWE DVD in a long time. That opened a lot of eyes in that company. And Goldberg is still a name. He's still a name. They don't have too many names left to exploit for big matches. Kurt Angle, honestly, is probably the only other one, and they'll get him next year. In fact, if they don't save him as a Rumble surprise for the Alamo Dome, like I pitched they should do last week, I fully expect him to be the 2K18 cover boy, next year, and he'll end up back on TV after that, just like Goldberg did, right? They put him in the video game, now he's back on TV. They put Sting in the video game, then he came in and worked for them. They put Warrior in the video game, then he came back. So Angle is probably the next one. I don't know who else it would be. And I'm okay with that. Because they don't have very many of these guys left. And if it's for a match or two, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's not like Goldberg is coming in for another run, right? Goldberg coming in, he's gonna be a part-timer, he's gonna win the title. He's coming in for one fucking match. And if it goes well, maybe they'll do a rematch. That's it. Then they'll probably put him in the Hall of Fame next year. I don't see this going anywhere beyond that. I mean, these people don't like each other. Just because they're working together, believe me, Goldberg doesn't like them and they don't like Goldberg. And they probably don't want him around any more than he has to be. They'll get out of him what they can out of a match or two, and that'll be it. I don't see anything wrong with it. Now, the key with Goldberg and Brock is they have to keep it short. They have to keep it short. Like 2 minutes, like the old Goldberg squashes in WCW, that's too short. Especially if it's a pay-per-view main event. But honestly, their match shouldn't go longer than 10 minutes. I would cap it at 10. I mean, between the promo video that they'll put together for this thing, the entrances, then you factor in a 10-minute match, you got half an hour right there. You just filled up half an hour. That's all you need. And Lesnar should win, obviously, because Lesnar's just been this unstoppable monster now for months and months and months. And 49-year-old Bill Goldberg, coming in probably only for one match, maybe two, should not be the one to slay the beast. He's not the guy. Plus, Goldberg won the first match, so Brock needs his win back. And believe me, they can still get a hell of a lot more out of Brock Lesnar than they can Bill Goldberg. All the more reason for Brock to win. But if they have a short 10-minute like Smash Mouth kind of match, I got no problem with it at all. And to me, that's a big attraction for Survivor Series. They don't have very many attractions left. It should be saved for the Rumble. That's what I said last week when the rumor first came out that they were going to do this thing next month. And look, they haven't officially announced it for next month. It just looks like it's all systems go for Survivor Series. That's not confirmed. We'll probably find out tomorrow night for sure. But assuming that it happens at the Survivor Series, like I said last week, I would save it for the Rumble. I would build it up a little bit more. You got to get 65 or 70,000 people in the Alamo Dome. I know the Rumble is a big draw, but the Rumble itself ain't going to bring in 65,000 people. You need one or two big attractions. That's why I pitched AJ Styles and Shawn Michaels. If you could possibly coax Shawn out of retirement, throw a bunch of money at him. He's back in Texas. He's back in the Alamo Dome, the building where he won the championship 20 years ago. Plus, him and AJ's like a dream match. You do that, you do Goldberg and Brock and the Rumble. That's a hell of a lineup right there. That's what I would do. I would save it for that show. Now, I assume the reason that they're doing it now is because, they have a video game to promote and blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. And look, they could still do the rubber match. You know, if Brock wins, they could still, if it goes well, if the people are as into Goldberg as they probably are hoping that they are, who's to say that Goldberg's not like, hey, that went pretty well, let's do another one. And they do one in January at the Alamo Dome. They could still do a match there. Heyman here in this promo said what keeps Brock Lesnar up at night is that Goldberg is 1-0 against him. And so Goldberg, consider yourself hereby challenged to a fight. You're next, he said. Goldberg jumped on Twitter immediately after this segment. He announced that he will be appearing live on Raw tomorrow night for the first time since 2004 to respond to Paul Heyman. Will be very interesting to see what kind of reaction he gets in Denver. I believe Denver is where they are. I don't know what the crowds are usually like in Denver, so if we have any Denver people out there, let me know. All I know is that after 12 years away, Bret Hart made his big grand return to the company in Dayton, Ohio, and he did not get the type of reaction I was hoping for. And I'm being kind to Dayton, Ohio. He did not get the kind of reaction I was hoping for. I still say part of that was the fact that they changed his fucking theme music, but that's neither here nor there. But here we are yet again, somebody else 12 years away, just like Bret. This time it's Goldberg. Goldberg was not nearly the star in WWE that Bret was. I mean, Goldberg, you could say at Goldberg's peak, he was a much bigger star than Bret. Like, at his absolute maximum peak, he was a huge star. But in WWE, if we're talking about a WWE audience, even though everybody can go on the network now and watch all of Goldberg's stuff from WCW, I'm sure there's a lot of kids out there who only know him from watching stuff on the network and now the video game. But in WWE, Bret was a far bigger star than Goldberg ever was. And again, look at the kind of reaction he got 12 years away. So you can never be sure how the crowd is going to react. I'm hoping the people are hot for it. You know, hopefully it'll be a big moment. I think with all the visibility he's been getting because of the video game, it probably will be. I wish real life was like a video game so I could disable this third hour of Raw.